What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Trell. Welcome to Big Trell's vlogcast. Yeah, got a story. This happened many years ago, so I may not know the exact names and things like that. But there was a time we went. I'm not sure if we went to the Nuggets game or if we went after the game and just went to the bar that's attached to the stadium or to the arena. But we were in there. It's a bar and it's a food place, but we were in there. It was me, a few of the fellas. We went in there and Coolio had, matter of fact, I think we did go to the game because Coolio performed at halftime. Yep, I remember that. So we were at the game. Coolio and his crew was in there. And my guys, I don't know what happened, but they met him. I was kind of back a little bit. They met him. I don't know what happened, but words got exchanged. Next thing you know, it was pushing and shoving, right? And Coolio's crew, they all were little. They all were, I didn't know Coolio was that small, but they all were little. I just remember, you know how when a fight's getting ready to start, there's a lot of tussling and you're just like, oh, damn, what's going on? So I remember Coolio had 2 Coronas in his hand. And after the pushing start, and they kind of separated, Coolio shook the Coronas, threw one, and then threw the other one at my boys, right? Like, who shakes up bottles and then throws it at? I was just like, what the? Dude, it was so crazy. It was so crazy. He had him in his hand. He put his thumbs on top, shook him up. It was like, and he threw one, and he threw the other one, right? So they started tussling again. And by that time, I ran in the middle, right? So I ran in the middle and I'm separating them. I'm not trying to fight. I'm just separating them. And Coolio and his dudes, because they were all short. And I was bigger than I am now. I think I was in the 300s then. Right now I'm about 275, somewhere around there. Maybe a little bit more. But I was in the 300s then. And they looked up and they was just like, and they all stopped and they just stared because I guess they thought I was gonna jump in, right? They all stopped and stared, and I was just like, man, y'all cool it. Y'all calm down. Coolio and his crew would have got smashed. Unless they had something on them, they would have got smashed by my dudes, I'm telling you. And I remember Coolio, the 2 that stand out is Coolio, and it was this light-skinned cat, and he kind of had curly hair, right? It was like almost a small afro, but it was real curly. And I was just like, when I stepped in, they just looked up, and they were just like, you could see it in their eyes, like, is he finna jump in? And I was like, no, y'all just calm down. So then I can't remember what happened after that, but I separated them. And then Coolio, they took off, right? Because my boy's finna press charges, right? He's gonna press charges. He's like, we finna get paid. You know what I mean? So he's about to press charges. And I think they actually filed a police report. Coolio and his crew took off. Like they was gone. I think the police followed up with him and said that Coolio had left town and all this stuff, and they'll keep track of the case, something crazy like that, right? But it was just the way he threw those bottles, because I was on the side view, right? So Coolio and him was on this side, my boys was on their side. I can't remember exactly who I was with. I know a couple of them, but I'm not gonna call out names. But I can't remember everybody. But he was just like, he shook him and tossed it and tossed the other one. And I was just like, I don't think it hit anybody. Matter of fact, it did. That's why they were pursuing, that's why my boy was gonna pursue charges. You know what I mean? He figured it was a quick way to get a lick. But I think one of the bottles hit him. So it didn't hit him hard, it didn't hurt him or nothing like that, but it still hit him. You know what I mean? So the story is just funny, man. I wish I could remember everything, but it just popped into my head, so I thought I'd share that with you. Yeah. Coolio, we was about to tussle with Coolio. And if I would have jumped in, and let them fight, it wouldn't have been pretty. Like I said, unless they had something, it would not have been pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Coolio, nothing against you. I ain't hating on you nothing. I ain't hating on you or your boys, but it wouldn't have been pretty. So that's it. You hang with Big Trell. It's story time with Big Trell, Big Trell's vlogcast. Y'all have a good one. Maybe I'll come up with some more stories as I sit around and and reminisce. And actually what made me think of this is there was a TikTok about Coolio losing his hair down the middle. So when I saw that picture, it just, flashed back to that. And that was years ago. That was at least 10 years ago. So it was a long time ago. But it was very interesting night. We had a bunch of interesting nights. So